Okay, so there's one thing the last video left off on was the sound effect when you get onto the horse. And so what I wanted to do is say "yeehaw" when you get onto the horse, and then when you get onto the stagecoach, I wanted to play another sound effect. Okay, and so if you haven't noticed yet, getting the horse to be purchasable and rideable is going to be the exact same setup, the exact same number of steps that you need to accomplish to get the coach to be rideable, right? Because at the moment, I believe on the coach, we set one of the parts equal to be anchored. Let me go and find that over here. So we're going into transportation. There's horses. Here's the stagecoach. I believe it's the seat that was anchored. Nope, not the seat. The driver's seat. Nope, not the driver's seat. Okay, maybe we didn't anchor anything here. Let me go ahead and check. And if we didn't, that means we must. So let's see if that stagecoach is rideable. Yeah, I guess it is rideable. Okay. And then this amount of speed seems to be very similar to the speed that the horse can go. So we probably want to, in addition to anchoring it, also increase the speed. So let's go into... Is there a humanoid here? Or it might be here in the code. No. Okay, here it is. So if you go into the stagecoach, you go to the car script, and then you go into the local car script. You can see here is where the stagecoach is controlled. And when I press W, that's me moving forward. So there I can change this from a 1 to a 2. Okay, you want to leave everything else the same. If you go ahead and change these values to be like -2 and 2 here and 2 here, then things get kind of weird because when you move forward so fast, and then you turn to the right, and then the stagecoach flips over. Okay, so it like flips onto its side and is no longer usable. So I found that the best way to go about this is to change the W's key to the number 2, and then we can go ahead and test this out and see how it works. And like I was saying, getting the stagecoach to be purchasable and rideable is going to be the same process as getting the horse to be purchasable and rideable. So I'm going to leave this as a challenge exercise, but I'm just going to clarify a couple of points before I do. So let's see. Okay, so now this stagecoach is a superpower, right? Oh my gosh, this guy just does not want to. Okay. Anyways, the stagecoach does go much faster, and once you buy it, you're gonna be like, oh great, this is much better than the horse, right? And not only is it faster, but it will be able to carry, or you'll set it so that it increases your max gold, so that you'll be able to carry all of the gold that you set up over here all at once. Okay, so that'll get you to your goal of $5,000 much faster, so that you can buy the train. Okay, so anyhow, let's go ahead and stop this, and what we need to do is go ahead and go to the stagecoach, and we could just go ahead and take the driver's seat, and we can anchor that. Okay, so that means this coach is not going to be drivable until you purchase from Charlie, and then when you do, you're going to create a has coach variable over here, and then when you load your data, you're going to check if your has coach is true, and if your has coach is true, you're going to set that seat to be anchored equals false, right? So same process. It's kind of like a 9-step process, but you know how to go through it. And so the last thing I want to do before letting you free to do that challenge is to get a sound effect going for the horse and for the stagecoach. Okay, so what we're going to do is in the horse, if you dig around, eventually you'll find this script in here called the control script. And maybe we can open up this local control script. Yeah, I don't think this is it actually, so let me close this. Maybe it might be control script. Okay, so this looks like it's it, right? What this means is this is saying, like, if the player is the one that's sitting on the horse, then this happens here. Okay, so this is where we want, this is the instant that the horse attaches himself, I mean the player attaches himself to the horse. So here's where we want to play the sound. So let's come over here and say local, let's do a yeehaw is equal to, oh, we still haven't made the sound, have we? Okay, so let's come over here to the sound folder. I duplicated one of the sound effects. I renamed it Yeehaw, but I now need to change the sound ID. Okay, and I went ahead and found that sound ID that I was using, so we can use the same one. Or you can go ahead and find your own. Okay, so this is it right here. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not it. This one is it. Okay, so it's going to say that when he gets onto the horse. And when we come over here, we need to do game.workspace.sounds.yeehaw. And then here is where we're going to play it. So we'll say yeehaw :play. Okay, so then we'll go ahead and test that, see if it works, and then if it does, I'll show you the sound effect that I want you to add to the stagecoach. But of course, you can go ahead and go to the roblox.com, go to the library, search for your own sound effect, but just a heads up, they don't categorize their sounds very well, so it's kind of a painful process to find a sound effect that matches what you're looking for and that sounds good. Okay. Alright, so now I'm able to get onto my horse and it plays the sound, so I'm happy about that. Once, now I want to do the same thing for the stagecoach, and if you go on down to the stagecoach, right here, you'll go into car script, you'll go into local script. No, that's not it. It's car script, yeah. So car script, and then right in here, right, is where we want to play the sound. And if you're wondering about the sound that I used, it's actually this one. I'll paste the ID right here so you can use that. And if you're wondering what it sounds like, I'll come over here and I'll actually duplicate a sound. I'll call it coach, and I'll play it for you. So it does that. Okay. Right, and so let's go ahead and stop there, and the next challenge exercise is going to be for you to make the coach purchasable and rideable.